Imagine a secret high-stakes poker night filled with Hollywood elite stars like Leonardo DiCaprio, Ben Affleck, and Tobey Maguire. Each of them gambling amounts of money most of us can only dream of. These celebrities weren't just lighting up the screens. Beyond the big movie premieres, the Oscar after-parties, and the star-studded events, they found another high dopamine fix: Molly Bloom's poker games.
I saw someone lose $100 million in a night.
$100 million in one night.
100 million. And he paid the next day.
Molly Bloom was the face of these underground games, and she wasn't born into the world of poker. She came from a family of overachievers. Her lineage included an Olympian and a surgeon from Harvard University. With these accolades, Molly's pursuit always carried the weight of expectation. There was no room for average. Determined to carve her own path, Molly embraced the cold thrill of professional skiing. However, a decade on the slopes and a desire for a new chapter led her towards Hollywood. Molly's journey started in LA, where she initially worked as a cocktail waitress, but as destiny would have it, she was introduced to the world of poker by her then boss. This was no ordinary game. It was an invitation-only gathering of the rich, famous, and incredibly competitive. Molly, with her keen observation and sharp acumen, soon realized she can do more than just assist at these high-stake games, even though she made $3,000 from her first night just in tips. She envisioned poker nights that were high in luxury. Suites at places like the Beverly Hills Hotel, the Peninsula, and the Four Seasons weren't just rooms, they were experiences. Every detail, from gourmet cuisine to personal masseuses, ensured her guests received the royal treatment. Molly was serious, and she immediately began studying the game of poker and everything she would need to know in order to pull this off. Molly's reputation skyrocketed, and her poker nights became a hotspot for Hollywood legends. Among the regular attendees were three names we are all familiar with: Leo DiCaprio, Ben Affleck, and Tobey Maguire. While many celebrities participated in these poker nights, these three in particular played a distinct role in shaping the narrative of Molly's poker empire. Leo DiCaprio, with his Oscar-winning charm, added an allure to the game that few could resist. Molly recalled him being more of an attraction player than an active one. Leo's presence brought a kind of validation to the table. If Leo was in, everybody wanted to be there. But what made Leo's presence so magnetic wasn't just his movie star status. It was the exclusivity he represented. In an industry where private gatherings often dictate public statuses, being a part of Molly's game meant being invited to Hollywood's inner circle. As the games progressed, Leo's occasional presence acted as a beacon, drawing in not just other celebrities, but power players from industries beyond film. Producers, tech moguls, and even international royalty wanted a seat at the table. And while the chips, cards, and stakes were undoubtedly central to the game, for many, the real allure was the opportunity it presented. The chance to network, to make deals away from the prying eyes of the public, and to be part of a narrative that was legendary in its secrecy. It's a testament to the power of celebrity and allure of exclusivity. In Molly's high-stakes world, Leo DiCaprio was more than just an actor. He was, in many ways, the ultimate wild card. Ben Affleck, a known poker player, often graced the games with his presence. He wasn't just there for the show, he was there to play and play hard. Stories circulated of his substantial wins and losses, proving the stakes these games were played at. His presence elevated the game from mere celebrity status to a serious contest of skill and strategy. With his high intensity and laser focus brought a fresh level to the poker table. While many celebrities came for the glamour and adrenaline, Affleck's reputation was that of a true player, one who understood the nuances and intricacies of poker. Rumors of Affleck's poker prowess weren't just restricted to Molly's game. He had made headlines with poker plays in other venues, signaling this wasn't just a passing hobby for the actor, it was a genuine passion. And with Affleck at the table, others took the game more seriously too. It was no longer just about glitz and glamour or being in the company of A-list people. It was about proving oneself in a fiercely competitive arena where every move can mean a massive win or loss. Affleck's dedication to poker, combined with his Hollywood stature, served as a reminder of what Molly's game truly represented: a unique confluence of celebrity, skill, and high-stakes competition. In this world, stars like Affleck weren't just actors, they were formidable opponents, reshaping the contours of Hollywood's most exclusive poker game. However, of all the Hollywood stars that participated, it was Tobey Maguire who emerged as one of the most fascinating figures. Maguire wasn't just a player, he was a force to be reckoned with. His skill at the table was evident, but it was his behavior and demands that left a mark on Molly. He would often challenge the status quo, demanding innovative structures to the game, and even going as far as offering Molly a $1,000 tip to bark like a seal. Maguire's influence was profound, both as a draw for other players and as a dominant figure whose wishes often shaped the game's dynamics. Politicians, Wall Street sharks, influential businessmen, and even shadowy figures from the Russian underworld were drawn to Molly's game. The stakes were always rising. What began as a modest $10,000 buy-in soon escalated, with players needing a staggering $250,000 just for entry. It wasn't about winning, it was about the thrill, the adrenaline, the feeling of playing with the big names. Whispers around Hollywood spoke of legendary pots and unimaginable losses. One particular tale that left everyone in shock was an unnamed player who faced the brutal reality of losing $100 million in a single night. Molly Bloom even said so herself.
I saw someone lose $100 million in a night.
As the game spiraled, Molly's life followed suit. With all the pressure and responsibility, she fell into drug addiction. Her poker clientele expanded to include members of the Russian mafia. Frequently, she was denied money owed to her. As a result, she started taking a cut from the pot to function as the bank, an action that drew the attention of the feds. The legal landscape of these poker games was murky. Molly's choice to claim rake transformed her from a savvy entrepreneur to a lawbreaker. For safety reasons, she employed a driver. Her driver connected her with some of his mafia friends. They offered her protection in exchange for a portion of her earnings. When she declined, a man appeared at her condo, armed and violent. He physically assaulted her, took her money and jewelry, claiming to represent the mobsters. Though she expected further contact to arrange a meeting, it never came about. Later, Bloom learned from the news that a major mafia arrest had been carried out by the FBI, involving nearly 125 people. In 2011, her empire crumbled. Molly says, "The trajectory that I started out, from serving people drinks, then I became a game runner and an operator, and then, ultimately, I became the bank. So I was extending credit to these guys. I was essentially loaning them money, guaranteeing that money. I had to figure it out. I had to do background checks and vet them to see if they were even good for it. I was getting stiffed a lot. I had to write big checks for people that didn't pay, so I broke a federal law. The feds first found out about it because a guy in my LA game was running a Ponzi scheme. He lost $5 million of his investors' money in the game, and they came after all of us. That's how the celebrities got outed. That's how they found out about the game, and then the feds started secretly following me and listening to our conversations. The FBI pulled off a dramatic raid and brought our world crashing down. Molly was stripped of her assets and her future looked rough. In 2014, when Bloom was 36, several charges against her were dismissed. She received a sentence of 1 year probation, a mandate for 200 hours of community service, and a fine of $1,000. Her attorney, Jim Walden, informed the court that a significant portion of her financial woes stemmed from giving up $125,000 of her poker earnings as part of her plea agreement. But adversity was Molly's oldest acquaintance. Refusing to be another footnote in Hollywood's long list of fallen stars, she kept fighting. She went on to reclaim her reputation. Then came the twist worthy of a Hollywood climax. Acclaimed screenwriter Aaron Sorkin, the genius behind several cinematic masterpieces, entered Molly's narrative. Initially reluctant, Sorkin soon recognized the cinematic gold in Molly's tale. The result was critically acclaimed Molly's Game, starring Jessica Chastain, a movie that delved deep into the heart of the underground poker world and the relentless spirit of Molly Bloom. Today, Molly's legacy is amazing. It's a testament to resilience, settled in the serene landscapes of Colorado and spearheading ventures to uplift and empower women. Molly Bloom's journey is an inspiring saga of a woman who played the cards life dealt her, with courage, wit, and an unyielding spirit. Her story serves as a reminder, in the high-stakes game of life, it's not about the cards you're dealt, but how you play them.